Ever heard the saying, "My home is my castle"? Well, what if your home was built, brick by brick, from your own apologies? It sounds strange, I know, but stick with me. Let's imagine a man named Arthur. Arthur wasn't a bad guy, but like many of us, he sometimes messed up. He'd forget a birthday, say the wrong thing, or just be plain stubborn. And every time he genuinely said, "I'm sorry," something magical happened. The first time it happened, he'd had a silly argument with his wife, Sarah, over which movie to watch. It escalated, as small arguments often do, and he ended up snapping at her. The air in the room turned cold and silent. Later that evening, guilt gnawing at him, Arthur went to Sarah. He took her hands and said, "I'm sorry. I was being ridiculous. Your feelings are more important than some old movie." He truly meant it. The moment the words left his lips, he heard a soft thud outside. When he looked out the window, there on his empty plot of land sat a single, perfect, terracotta-colored brick. He was baffled, but life was busy, and he soon forgot about it. A few weeks later, he promised his son, Leo, that he'd be at his soccer game, but a last-minute crisis at work made him late. He missed Leo's winning goal. The disappointment on his son's face was like a physical blow. That night, he sat on Leo's bed and said, "Leo, I am so sorry I missed your goal. There's no excuse. I let you down, and I'll do everything I can to make sure it doesn't happen again." As he spoke, he felt a warmth spread through his chest. And yes, you guessed it, another thud outside. He peeked out. The first brick now had a companion, sitting perfectly beside it. This started happening more and more. An apology to his best friend for forgetting to call him back. A brick appeared, a sincere sorry to his colleague for taking credit for her idea. Another brick. Slowly, a foundation began to take shape on his land. Arthur started to connect the dots. His apologies were building something real. At first, he was a little embarrassed. This foundation was a physical monument to all his mistakes. But then, he noticed something else. The bricks weren't ugly or crude. They were strong, well-formed, and they fit together perfectly. Each one seemed to glow with a faint, warm light. He realized they weren't just bricks of regret. They were bricks of reconciliation, of humility, of love. He started to see his mistakes not just as failures, but as opportunities to connect, to understand, and to be better. One day, Sarah found him staring at the growing structure, which was now a few feet high. "What's this?" she asked, a smile playing on her lips. Arthur, feeling a bit sheepish, explained his theory. "Every time I truly apologize, one of these shows up." Sarah didn't laugh. She walked over, ran her hand over the smooth, warm bricks, and said, "They're beautiful, Arthur. They're built from honesty." His perspective shifted completely. He stopped dreading apologies. He started to see them as a powerful tool. He learned that a real apology wasn't just about saying the words. It had three parts. First, you had to actually say, "I'm sorry." Second, you had to acknowledge what you did wrong and the hurt it caused. And third, you had to commit to changing your behavior. It wasn't about being weak. It was about being strong enough to be vulnerable. The house grew. An argument with his parents over holiday plans resolved with a heartfelt phone call. Added a whole row of bricks for the first floor walls. Forgetting to pick up milk on the way home. A seemingly small mistake, but one that inconvenienced Sarah. Added a small, sturdy brick right by the future doorway. He learned that the size of the mistake didn't matter as much as the sincerity of the apology. Years passed. The house of apologies became a real home. It had walls built from mended friendships and a roof made from family forgiveness. The windows were framed with apologies for small misunderstandings, letting in the light of renewed trust. It was the strangest looking house on the street, with bricks of all different shades and textures, each one a memory of a time he chose connection over ego. His son, Leo, now a teenager, once asked him, "Dad, aren't you embarrassed that everyone can see all the times you messed up?" Arthur smiled and put an arm around his son. "Not at all," he said, gesturing to the sturdy walls around them. "This house isn't a monument to my mistakes. It's a monument to the people I love enough to admit my mistakes to. Every brick is a promise that I value our relationship more than my pride." He explained that admitting you're wrong doesn't make you smaller. It makes you bigger. It creates space for the other person's feelings and shows them they matter. In a way, an apology is a gift. It's you telling someone, "You are important. Our connection is important. It's more important than me being right." The house was incredibly strong. Storms would rage, winds would howl, but not a single brick ever came loose. It was as if the honesty and humility baked into them made them indestructible. His relationships were the same. They weren't perfect, but they were resilient. They could withstand arguments and disagreements because they were built on a foundation of trust and open communication, not on a fragile pretense of perfection. One evening, Arthur and Sarah were sitting on their porch, watching the sunset paint the sky. The house behind them glowed softly. Sarah leaned her head on his shoulder. "You know," she said quietly, "I think this is the most beautiful house in the world." Arthur looked at the mismatched bricks, each one telling the story of a repaired bond. He thought about the man he used to be, the one who would rather be right than be happy. And he looked at the man he was now, sitting in a home built not from wood or stone, but from love, humility, and the simple, powerful act of saying "I'm sorry." The story of Arthur's house is a magical one, but the lesson is very real. We all build the houses of our relationships every single day. We can build them out of pride, stubbornness, and the need to always be right. Those houses look perfect from the outside, but they're incredibly fragile. The slightest storm can bring them crashing down. Or we can build them from something much stronger: honesty, vulnerability, and the courage to admit when we're wrong. Every sincere apology is a brick. It mends a crack. It strengthens the foundation. It makes the entire structure more resilient and more beautiful. So the next time you have a choice between your pride and an apology, think about Arthur's house. Think about what you're really building. Are you building a fragile facade or a strong, warm home where love can flourish? The choice is always yours. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that make you think.